Hello, everyone. Welcome to another series underneath Next Step Forward. The Next Step Forward is a series I have designed with the intent to assist you with simple yet powerful solutions that would in turn help you progress in your job, role, and career. This series aims to address some of the most common queries that can help you progress in your professional life. In our today's session, I would like to talk about mental illnesses and a scenario wherein one had to take a break from the job or their career trajectory or their career journey on account of a mental illness. Friends, if you have observed, our life and the world in itself has undergone a sea change after the pandemic. The pandemic not only brought many new changes in this new world, one of which has been a rising trend in the mental illnesses that we get to see today. It's not just the awareness, but also a complete new normal that we had encountered but never thought of at least 3 years ago. So, if a situation presents where a person had to take a break from their job on account of a mental illness that has been diagnosed, what should be the person's decision or the right approach in that given case? Obviously, your mental health or your physical health is more important than any job, role, or career. Now, if in case there is a dilemma of taking a break and then worrying about whether or not after the gap of, let's say, 3 years or 5, will you ever be able to find yourself into the career world again? I would like to address that issue today in this brief session with you. To begin with, friends, the first thing that I would like to share with you as a coach and having helped hundreds and hundreds of such people in our day-to-day basis through coaching, that one of the best approaches when we are facing a dilemma is specific to do with our mental health and the job is to focus on yourself first. It's been highly observed that our self is the last thing that we focus on, and that includes our mental health and our physical health. Do not worry about how this gap will be perceived, because as I mentioned earlier, we are now part of a new world and you are not alone in it. Mental illness and cases related to it are quite common. Also, mental illness is not a stigma. It does not really put you or anyone for that matter under a category where if someone has been diagnosed with it, that makes a person not eligible to get rehired or been given a job or an opportunity. If in case one has taken a break from their career or their job role for being focused on their work, on their mental health, then that must have been the best decision that they had taken. And not to worry that if there has been a break or it is showing up in your profile that there's a break of 3 years or 5 years, and now that you are well, fine, good enough to get back to work, feel confident enough to get back to the job world again. Do not let your thoughts or your approach anyway limits you just because these 3 years you had focused on yourself, on your mental health and your well-being. Now, you may question that the organizations or people who are hiring may not really give you precedence over others who've had no such gaps. So I would like to tell you, friends, that time and the way we've been working has changed. The awareness about mental health is almost, it grips the entire world. So do not think that your gap is any way would limit your potential. If you have stepped yourself for your own well-being, it's one of the finest decisions you have taken. So don't ever think that it is something that you should either hide or be worried about. Instead, one of the other best approaches that you could adapt is to invest in your skills, or in your KSA. As I say, KSA stands for knowledge, skills, and abilities. Because at a workplace, an organizer or a person who's willing to employ you is someone who's more interested into the potential you get to them, to your abilities, to the knowledge, and to your skills. And all three, this together is known as competence. And it doesn't really matter what kind of break you took for your own well-being. What really matters is how much of the time that you have at hand you've invested in really honing up your skills. Because your competition are not those people with similar scenarios or breaks, but are those people who, regardless of the or no break, have been consistently working on honing up their knowledge, skills, and abilities. I hope, friends, this new brief series on awareness, you would have find it easier and may have gained some tips or takeaways in form of the approach that you need to adapt, so that next time, if in case you find yourself into similar situations, or any of your close associates or friends into it, share this approach with them. And also feel free to ask anything you need to step forward. That's it for today. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.